The ground just shifted beneath the feet of some of the world's most powerful people. Millions of pages of Jeffrey Epstein's files have been unleashed, and what they reveal is nothing short of explosive. This isn't just another news cycle. This is a critical moment where decades of secrets are finally seeing the light of day, threatening to unravel reputations and expose a network far more extensive than many dared to imagine. The emotional stakes are immense, for the survivors, for justice, and for a society grappling with how such a horrific enterprise could operate for so long, seemingly unchecked. We're talking about a trove of documents, images, and videos that the U.S. Department of Justice was legally compelled to release. And the sheer volume alone is staggering. What hidden truths lie within these files? What names, what connections, what disturbing details will force us to confront uncomfortable realities about power, privilege, and accountability? This video will cut through the noise, delivering the most impactful revelations from the Epstein files, and explaining why this release changes everything. You need to understand the full scope of what's happening, because the implications extend far beyond the headlines. This is about more than just a list. It's about the systemic failures that allowed a monster to thrive, and the fight for justice that continues to this day. Stay with us as we unpack the critical details that everyone is talking about, and some that nobody wants you to know. The truth, however uncomfortable, is finally emerging.
You know, people often ask how this channel puts out content like this so consistently. And honestly, I'm not doing the heavy lifting manually. I'm using Helios. It's the AI engine we built to handle the impossible parts of creation. It is literally the power behind what you just watched. If you want that kind of speed and quality at your fingertips, don't just watch AI build the future, start building it yourself. Helios is finally open to the public. Check the link in the description and go bring the heat.
To truly grasp the magnitude of these recent disclosures, we need a brief but crucial dive into the background. Jeffrey Epstein, a financier with a vast network of influential contacts, was a convicted sex offender accused of orchestrating a massive sex trafficking operation involving underage girls. His death in 2019 while awaiting trial only intensified the public's demand for transparency. For years, the Epstein files remained a subject of intense speculation, shrouded in secrecy and legal battles. But here's where it gets interesting. The passage of the Epstein Files Transparency Act in November 2025 mandated the U.S. Department of Justice to release all related documents. This wasn't a voluntary act. It was a legislative push for accountability, driven by bipartisan criticism over previous redactions and delays. On January 30, 2026, the DOJ announced the release of 3.5 million pages, including 2,000 videos, and 180,000 images, stating this would be the final tranche. This massive data dump is far more than just paper. It's a digital archaeological dig into a criminal enterprise that spanned decades. What most people don't realize is the sheer volume of information that has been held back, and the potential for these documents to expose not just individuals, but the mechanisms that protected them. The tension has been building for years, and now, with this unprecedented release, the world is finally getting a look behind the curtain. But what exactly did these millions of documents reveal? And who are the powerful figures now facing renewed scrutiny? The latest wave of Epstein files has brought forth a torrent of new information, shining a harsh light on individuals previously mentioned and introducing new names into the public discourse. Among the most striking revelations are emails and documents detailing interactions between Epstein and high-profile figures. For instance, emails show billionaires Elon Musk and Howard Lutnick making plans to visit Epstein's infamous island. While these communications don't necessarily imply wrongdoing, they certainly raise questions about the nature of their relationships with a convicted sex offender. What's even more unsettling are the accusations Epstein himself reportedly made against Bill Gates within these files. These are serious allegations that demand scrutiny, adding another layer of complexity to the already murky narrative surrounding Epstein's connections. And that's not even the craziest part. The files also suggest that Prince Andrew attended an intimate party with Epstein months after the sex offender was released from prison. This detail, combined with previously released photos, intensifies the scrutiny on the former royal's long-standing ties to Epstein. The sheer breadth of these documents, from emails to witness interviews, paints a disturbing picture of a man who cultivated relationships with the elite, seemingly using his influence to further his illicit activities. The question now is, how will these individuals respond to these newly revealed connections? And what further investigations will these documents trigger? The implications are far-reaching, and the public is demanding answers. Beyond the direct interactions, the Epstein Files have also cast a renewed spotlight on the complex and often contradictory relationship between Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump. While Trump has consistently denied knowledge of Epstein's misconduct, the files contain numerous mentions and even alleged communications between them. For example, a 2021 interview with an anonymous Epstein victim alleges that Ghislaine Maxwell presented her to Trump at a party. Furthermore, a January 2020 memo revealed Trump was on Epstein's private plane more times than previously known between 1993 and 1996. There are even claims from Epstein himself, in a 2011 message to Maxwell, that Trump spent hours with a victim at his house. It's crucial to note that the Department of Justice has stated that some documents contain untrue and sensationalist claims against Trump, submitted to the FBI before the 2020 election, and that being mentioned in the files is not a sign of wrongdoing. However, the sheer volume of these mentions, coupled with Epstein's own alleged tapes where he described his friendship with Trump, adds significant weight to the ongoing public debate. What most people don't realize is the challenge in sifting through millions of pages, distinguishing verified facts from uncorroborated claims. This is why critical analysis is paramount. The files also include photos of other prominent figures like Bill Clinton, Mick Jagger, and Woody Allen, though the DOJ has clarified that these individuals have not been accused of wrongdoing. The release forces us to confront the uncomfortable reality of how many powerful individuals were, at some point, connected to Epstein's world, regardless of their alleged involvement in his crimes. So what does this all mean? The release of the Epstein Files is not merely a historical footnote. It's a powerful catalyst for ongoing investigations and a renewed push for accountability. The sheer volume of documents, millions of pages, thousands of videos, and hundreds of thousands of images represents an unprecedented level of transparency, even if some redactions remain. The main insight here is that the fight for justice for Epstein's victims is far from over. These files provide actionable intelligence, as legal experts suggest, that could lead to further criminal charges or, at the very least, significant social ostracism for those who were complicit or facilitated Epstein's crimes. The implications extend beyond individual reputations. They challenge institutions and systems that failed to protect the vulnerable. The Department of Justice, under the Epstein Files Transparency Act, has stated its legal obligations have been met. But survivors and advocates argue that transparency is just the beginning. True justice requires accountability. This is a critical moment for society to reflect on how power can be abused and how crucial it is to hold everyone, regardless of their status, to the same standards of justice. What are your thoughts on these revelations? Do you believe this release will finally bring the full truth to light and lead to lasting change? Share your perspective in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more in-depth analysis of critical global events.
I hope you got some value out of this video. And if you're sitting there thinking you want to build something like this yourself, you don't have to start from scratch. I built Helios to give creators an unfair advantage. It takes the heavy lifting out of the process so you can focus on the ideas. It's exactly what I use, and now it's available for you too. The link is in the description. Don't just watch the future, go build it with Helios. I'll see you in the next one.